academy. So
Yeah. What I would tell you is sloppy success is better than perfect failure.
yeah.
So go get the money, and then we can adjust accordingly.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the easiest way to that I found to worry is to go live. If you just go
Mhm.
live on, because your
Mhm.
YouTube videos, if you go live on YouTube, it'll automatically stay on your YouTube channel, and then you don't have to do the mental exercise of, man, I got to go back and edit that. Man, I got
Yeah.
to go back and do this. So I don't. The easiest way. The last couple times we've been at a property in Palm Beach. That's what I do. I just go live
Mhm.
on my
Mhm.
YouTube channel, walk through the house, and then of course I don't go back and watch it, because if you go back and watch,
Oh.
Okay, so I gave Derek advice I never give. So when he mentioned Google, I said I'm always like Google because Google is intent. People are looking for it. That's the best place to go. But he said his budget was only $250 a month. So I was like, don't do Google because here's why I want to explain it. Because anybody, if y'all know, if you've been following for any point of time, I'm a hard stickler for Google. Like Nate and I are about to run another campaign. We got some stuff going. $500 million plus in sales from Google over the last 10 years. No, it's actually about 6 years. So I'm a Google stickler. But if you don't have the knowledge, which is why I said this, and you only have the budget, $250 a month isn't a horrible. We usually recommend $300 a month for Google ads, but the ads isn't the issue. The ads is you have to understand how to run the ads. That's where that's what we teach y'all how to do, and that's where the lion's share of sitting down in a room with us, paying between 3 grand and 10 grand to sit down and us show you that. But once you have that, you can't unlearn it. But you need that knowledge first. Otherwise, is it helpful?
yeah. Well, the thing is that and everybody on this call probably has heard me at some point in time say, 80% of real estate agents quit in 3 years. So think about the last 10 agents you talked to, 8 of them ain't making no money and won't be agents, 2 years from now. So if you're trying to attract top producing agents, or just producing agents, not even top producing agents, the first thing I would tell you to do is just have conversations with the producing agents that you know, and see what's important to them. Like what would get them to come to one of your events? What would get them to come to open house? What would they come out for?
And that's exactly what I do when I go places. So that's perfect. Um, so you can do both. You can take, like Nate just said, you already have the YouTube side. I'll give you so edit them down, structure them, don't post anything. I'll give you the prompts that will help you set up your description, YouTube, and all. So we'll get through that. You just do the video, have it ready to go, and then you definitely use the information you have and what you have in that software tool, the Claude software tool we just created, to get some ideas for either voiceovers or clips or things for your Instagram. Now, with Instagram, I'd probably say keep it about 30, no more than 30 seconds. You want some good hooks, and that's also where the guide to going viral comes into play. I highly suggest reading it, but I'm gonna give you all a cheat code that does not negate reading it, because people get lazy with AI, like, oh, I can just pull this down. Yeah, you can, but when you read it, it's like, and I'm speaking from experience, because I'm like, when I read it, I was like, oh man, okay. And all the AI updates didn't, they helped a little bit, but when I read it, I got it, and I'm like, oh, all right, now. So now I can go to all y'all channels and see what y'all doing and what's working and why it's working and tell you why it's working on the whole nine. But I can make
Oh,
it
wait.
it's not as hard as possible. Just don't make it easy to get access. So when we do an accelerator, and our accelerator is we had 25 agents. We teach them our processes to sell new construction. Matter of fact, the brokers open you went to, Nicole is one of my partners. We're working some stuff out there, but you want to don't make it easy. So part of being an accelerator is there's 4 video series that you have to answer. So it's me on camera saying, hey, this is who this is not for. And then they have to answer 3 more questions on video. So that automatically, like, oh my God, I can't get on video in my hair. It's not for you. If you don't want the money, can't help you. But they have to do it on video because that automatically pushes people away. And then some people will just not do that. But the ones that do, Nate and I review and we go through and we only get just like our events. But our events are like a higher tier and then we're like luxury events when we do our like 3 or 4 day intensives. But we get great people because we vetted them and they're
Okay, so I post using Zoho. Zoho's got a social component, and Zoho's my CRM. So I go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, personal LinkedIn, business, TikTok, YouTube, um, Google if it's static, or I go to Google and put a video up by myself. Zoho won't do that. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that is, oh, Twitter. So if my words are short, it'll all be in a Twitter. Otherwise, I got to redo Twitter and cut it back manually for a character count. So what backing way up in our session, Nate gave me a tip about recording myself doing something else, and that becomes content. And I know I've seen that kind of stuff on other places. And I did that. Big Happy and I are doing a podcast, and I had some behind the scenes. I had my phone set up on my gimbal, and recorded me from a different angle. And it's just me talking, but there's voices in there. So I had like 4, 5, 6, and 6 minute videos. And I threw those into Opus and sliced them up. And Opus is another online app that you upload your video to, and it
in Tampa. All right. So my content, I could either put talking points here or I'm just gonna paste the content here. I don't even know what this is a bunch of stuff here. Content style, I'm gonna do soft lifestyle. We're gonna do 30 seconds. And I'll do talking head. So it's just me talking about it. Now I'm going to hit analyze content. So Derek, you also have access to this. So this can help you out. I'm going to get to you in a second. This will help you out with some ideation for reels. Now this might not give you exactly what you want, but it'll give you a really good framework, or you might be able to copy and paste. I talked earlier about the guide to going viral. What's behind this here, like I had this developed. What's behind this here is a combination of own personal experiences, best practices, guide to going viral, and a bunch of very successful viral content creators outside of real estate and in real estate. That's the brain behind this. So this just isn't going to Claude and making this up. There's a brain behind this that's pulling this information back. So the first step is it'll analyze your content. I don't remember what this is about, but this is going to tell me. So here's what I added. So features. This came from the transcript. Bayfront location with protected water views. That's huge. Protected water views mean your view isn't going to change. Marina slips available for boat ownership. No high-rise construction blocking the views. That's huge if you're buying a high-rise. Proximity to downtown. I mentioned that. St. Pete Beach is Tampa Bay International Airport. MBA team and urban amenities nearby without urban density. So this is just giving some features based on the transcript. Then it has some topics. So view protection and zoning advantage, that's big for some folks because some folks want to be able to look out into the bay forever and they don't want to see somebody getting undressed in their condo across the street because the building went up. They want to see the bay. The downsize or lifestyle upgrade, Tampa Bay becoming, nope, I'm not paying for this. This is all free. So here's the flashcards, but it'll give you, it gives you an introduction. It'll tell you what's what. Like it gives you a bunch of options if you just click all these. You can create a podcast from it. The mind maps are really solid. It gives so here's my cheat code. Have you guys ever seen any of our infographics?
I've seen them.
I upload it and hit this, and it does a stellar job. It's scary how well this does. But you can also prompt it and figure out like instructional guides. So here it is. This gives you instructions to grab attention. It'll break it down. That might help you a little bit, but I would still suggest read through it and take notes. Like, so one of the things I'm going to do, because I'm doing this with my youngest son too, I've read the Guide to Going Viral. At some point, we were going to do a book club before because I do a lot of reading and marketing stuff and mindset stuff. And we did a little bit and then we stopped. But in the Insider, I'm probably going to just hop on live and be like, hey, we're going to walk through chapter 1 of Guide to Going Viral. If y'all want to show up, we can talk about it. And I'm just going to walk through and speak through it. Now, again, I'm doing that because I'm learning it more myself and to help y'all, but I suggest you go read the book because and the exercises on the website, because what happens is once you understand it on the website, they give you two options. They'll say, okay, here's Instagram Reel 1, here's Instagram Reel 2. They both did good. Which one did better? And you guess. But when you know the concepts, it's like, oh, that one definitely. And I understand why that one didn't work. So when you can look at something and see, it's kind of like when you first, you're in a new construction house and you see the two homes, and you're like, oh, well, it's two houses, and you don't know any better. But when you're an expert in it, you're like, yeah, that's not as on point as this one, and here's why, because of this and the elevation, and you can see how the windows here better. You can look at it and tell because you're an expert in it. Same process. So, but that's what I would say.
That makes sense.
Yeah, whatever idea, podcast good, what you're talking about, stories sell, facts tell. So if you have stories where you help somebody and
Yeah.
you take the Chris approach, you sit down, you record yourself on Opus, you can be staring at the camera, or you can do like side, well, let me see.
Okay.
Have it coming from the side, and just like because I've done this before, I have notes in front of me, but the camera's over. Where's my? Here it is. The camera's here, but I have notes in front of me that I'm reading,
Okay.
and it looks like I'm on a podcast, but literally talk to somebody across the street, across the way, have them ask you questions or all, but talk about those experiences, because those experiences are the same experiences and doubts other people have. Like, I don't know if I can buy it. So, give you an example. And I haven't
Yeah.
done any content on this yet because I haven't really focused on talking head real estate. I focused on tours and stuff, and I'm going to get to that. But I had a conversation at the Jacksonville Jazz Festival with a cousin. I went there. I never saw the Roots in person. I always wanted to see them, so I was like, we going. So I went there. My sister was vending there. She vends across the country, so I got a chance to see my other family with my fiance, and I saw my sister. I hadn't seen my sister in a while, so it was cool. We're sitting down, and my cousin sits down and says, "What do you think about the market?" What do you mean? He said, "I'm thinking about buying a house." Oh, are you? He says, "Now a good time to buy." I said, "The time to buy is when you find something you like and you can afford it." He's like, "Well, what about interest rates? How much money you want to pay? What's your monthly?" He's like, "Yeah, about 2,500." He said 17, and I looked at him. He's like, "I know I'm not gonna get that, but 2,500, cool. But the interest rates are high." I said, "No, they're not." He's like, "What do you mean? They're not high. What's the interest rate?" It's like 6 and some change. You can get 3.99. What? Yeah, if you're serious, like we can get you a 3.99. And he's like, okay. Now I didn't think he was gonna pull the trigger. I didn't push it. It was like, okay, we had a conversation, went away. Next thing I know, he's sending me the jackass that goes to new constructions in Florida. He's in Florida and he's selling a REO software. He goes there at dusk when they're closing and all the people left, and he's like, "Look at all these abandoned new construction homes. They can't even sell them." And da 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 da. And he does that all over Florida. And I understand what he's doing. He's an attention whore, and he's using that to get. I'm a marketer, so I understand exactly what he's doing. I don't respect it, but I know what he's doing. Anyway, he sent me that, and I explained to him. I said, "This guy is just a view whore. He's doing this to get views, to get software sold. I don't know where he is, but I can make that same video because when I was in Florida, I could make that same video because I lived in new construction, and they were still building. So I walked over there and I showed him pictures. I was like, I can do the same thing right here. Guess what? There's nobody here. You know why? Because they're not working today. It's Sunday." And he's like, "Oh." Anyway, long story short, I ended up getting him 399. He's paying like $2,300 a month. And I say that to say that whole story is something I can tell on camera, and people that don't believe that, there's the war. The war is a real thing. Interest rates are high, but there's still buy downs and builders still offering them. But they don't know that. Most agents don't even know that. Majority of agents have no clue about new construction. It's like you're the little big fish in a little ocean because nobody knows about it, even though they're starting to catch on, but they can't even explain. That's why we built the incentive calculator. They can't explain incentives. What does it mean for 3.99? I broke it down. I showed them what was it? $300,000 townhome, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. I showed him a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, $475,000 single family, 40-foot lot off of conservation. The other was a townhome with an HOA. They both had HOA, and it was about 20 years old. They had a new roof. Same exact price point. They were like $2,300, $2,400 a month. He's like, wait a minute, there's $100,000 difference. I said, that's because the house has a lower interest rate than the townhouse, which is old. Well, it's not old, it's a resale, and you're getting regular market rate, where the builder's offering all these incentives. Then he understood it, because it was like, that's what I'm saying. People understand samples. Like, you can talk to your blue in the face, but when you show them, they're like, wait, this is bigger. Now, he ended up going with a townhouse, not the resale townhouse. He ended up going to another townhouse off of a lagoon property, but he still got 399. Let's say, what do you
Digital wave we ride, strategies we provide. No need to hide, success is on your side. Close deals like a pro, watch your profits grow. High standards we show.